Welcome back, episode 12 of the 167 podcast. Very special guest in today, long-time listener, big fan, Grant Anderson. Welcome in, mate.
Thanks, boys.
Good to have you in. There's a couple of boys in the team who are quite regular listeners.
Yeah.
And, I feel like you've got a little bit of right of reply to a lot of comments made about you on this
I get
podcast,
thrown in.
so.
I get thrown in a lot, especially from Mr. Hair Follicles himself.
Well,
this is your get back, bro. This is your get back.
Where is
he's not
Munster
here
today? He's got a what's got infected hair follicle.
Yeah,
but
Also known as a
boil,
ringworm.
ringworm.
Yeah,
ringworm, boil. He's got both of them. At the
Yeah,
moment,
where is he actually? Because
I'm
I
not
actually
sure
don't
where
know
he
where he is. I think you do. I'm guessing
Some
cashy.
sort of promo.
I'm guessing a
a lot
cashy.
more cash
You know
than
what? I'm
this.
going to go to the message bank here because you did say it.
But
Last
if you do zoom in on that Storm photo post yesterday, you can see his Band-Aid.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to Storm's recent post.
And he covered it
looks
up.
like a
did he?
tag, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a skin tag.
But it's actually a Band-Aid for his. We'll call it a Royal. Thanks to Trent Liero. He named it
The Susan
Royal.
Boyle
Yeah.
with a ringworm, the Royal.
The Royal. So some very dirty boys going around the club at the moment.
Not much showering.
What did he say here?
He said he's got to shoot from 9 to 12.
A shoot.
So another cash job, which is becoming a common.
Thing for him, eh? Did anyone see him on Fox on the weekend?
Yeah,
I
Super
didn't watch
Saturday.
it. How'd he
Super
go?
Saturday.
Ron
I didn't watch it either, but he
Nah, I
mentioned
didn't
it
see it.
in our left edge. He was saying a lot of footy stuff. He reckons he watched a lot of footy on the weekend.
Yeah, there was. What did I see? It was on the social media.
He asked.
They were saying
players,
something about-
Nathan Cleary about. He mentioned he was a big fan.
Yeah, he said that. He said
That was very
big
cool.
fan, and Nath loved it. So
And he looks like Frank Gallagher with his new mo and that off Shameless.
yeah, he looked.
Munster does.
Yeah.
He looked like Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy
they
in
got
the
a run.
suit.
I can't remember what they were talking about. Oh, something Dior, you might know the state thing. They were talking
Yeah.
about Perth or something, and he's like, "Oh,
That might get a feature later in someone's voice message that they left. So maybe
okay,
save it for then.
So save it for then." It was
Save it for then. Yeah.
yeah. If you don't know Munn personally, he comes up with some crazy one-liners or. His mind's ticking too fast and
Apparently
his mouth's going just as
He got
fast.
stuck
so-
and he just started talking and talking, apparently. Someone said
He
as
just
well.
doesn't know how to wrap up the question.
Yeah.
just keep going.
It just keeps going.
But that's what
It makes for good telly.
Yeah,
it makes for good telly, and that's why he's doing so well on this potty as
But
well.
to be fair, he wouldn't have done that a couple of years ago. He wouldn't have. He would have been too embarrassed to do it. But
Yeah,
now he's
no.
actually.
Yeah, he's embracing it.
So
Yeah.
we're taking claim for it. We'll take any kickbacks.
Yeah.
The 167 podcast.
Sure.
But, good to have you on, GA, the Nova Castrian himself.
Yeah, Swansea boy.
Swansea boy.
Yeah.
Love your bit of your cricket as well.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my cricket.
Love your cricket. Dog dad. Another dog dad in the house today.
Well, Winston, big French bulldog, floppy ears. He's 20 kilos, big boy.
Causes plenty of chaos.
He does. Loves coming in at the club as well.
Let's talk straight off the bat about last night. We went to junior clubs around Victoria,
Yeah.
and you boys were saying before.
Yeah, I had a start off rocky. Hour 45 to Werribee from Richmond. That was got me a beauty, the old traffic. But once I got there, I didn't realise how big that club was, and all the kids and parents and that, they were outstanding down there, and there's a lot of interaction.
Werribee Bears.
Yeah,
That's what it
Werribee
is.
Bears. Yeah, a shout out to them. They'll, it was a good family environment, it seemed like.
Yeah, we're into Sunshine. Me,
Cowboys.
Brick. Yep, Sunshine Cowboys. Not too far, actually. It wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be further, but it was actually really good. Me, Brick, and Jerry, young Jerry, we went out. That's his junior club there. And I was saying to Brick after we were about to head off, same thing as Jer, like there was a lot of teams out there. There would have been a lot of kids, participating in training and obviously signed up to play this year. And you probably haven't seen that in recent years, that many numbers. And it sounds like it's with the rest of the clubs as well.
Headgears going around as well.
Yeah, how many Jerome Hughes headgears?
Heaps.
I reckon I went to Peninsula Dolphins, their second year
In the comp?
So they only had one team last year. They've got 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
So
Sick.
growing, but I reckon every kid had a Jerome Hughes headgear on. So shout out Steeden.
There must be no other
Steeden's
headgears out there,
going
but Steeden's doing good. Yeah. Shout out to Steeden. Our whole edge nearly got Steeden on last week.
That's
Just
right.
needed Ellie to have one.
Yeah.
Means
The face mask.
Yeah, Means has
Wow.
got the baseball baseball headgear.
Water polo.
Sewer likes to call it, but
Sewell wear his for like half a game though, and then takes his off.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Does it get hot? Like, what do you?
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
used to it now, but apparently Means says that it gets hot, but Sewell's been wearing it for a while now, so
I don't know what
he's,
Sewell does sometimes.
Yeah, he's just off his head, that bloke.
Just does it. But no, very good. So no Munster today. Grant is in. Like I said, he's got lots of right to reply, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities throughout the podcast.
Yeah, I don't want to he'll have to come back, but yeah, I'll
Get
chime
into
in
him.
here and
Yeah,
there.
you get into him.
And Ted or Yobbo?
I am a Yobbo. Yeah, do you want me to clarify?
Can we talk about this? Yeah, because I think I was trying to explain
it. A lot of people get
Yeah.
into me about this. So what happened was my first year, he's probably asked me about how I come to the Storm anyway later, but Jesse Bromwich, my debut game, he's just like, I remember we walked down to the park, I was like, oh, what team do I go on? He just points. You're a Ted. And I was like, all right, Jess, I'm going. And enough said, so I just walked over to the Teds.
You can't say much.
Yeah.
Can't say much.
I was just like,
Didn't even say anything, just pointed.
Nah, he just pointed. I was like, yo, all right. He probably didn't even know my name as well. I was only there for a week. And then, and then 2 years ago, we started playing cricket. Yobos needed help. Welchie was captain at the time. He goes all right at cricket, not very well, but he goes all right. And then, the Yobos needed some members, and Pez is a Ted, and Pez grew up 5 minutes up the road, and he's overlooking the water, silver spoon fed.
Yes, there's one.
Yeah, he has gutters. Where I grew up, no gutters, just straight off the lake swamp. So
Turn it up.
yeah, and then I'm a working class man, carpenter by trade, so that's where my Yobbo comes in.
But I
And we
remember,
strive as Yobbos.
Didn't the Teds throw you to the wolves? Is that what happened?
Yeah, so they didn't want me, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to the Yobbos, and then we started playing cricket, and they're like, no, come back. And
Yeah,
I
they
was
try
like,
to get you
nah.
back. Yeah, see, that's
I
Ted
was
behaviour.
signed, sealed, delivered to the Yobbos.
That's Ted behaviour, I reckon.
Yeah.
They just use and abuse you and only want you when they can get something off
and they
you,
get
you
into
know what I
my
mean?
dress style, but it's all given to me.
I think
It's all-
there's a communication breakdown there, obviously.
No, I know clear. I was there when it happened.
No,
when they
it
brushed
was
them off,
Teds
and then they
Yobbos,
asked them back.
and Yobbos needed one more.
No.
But everyone in the
Welchie-
Teds
I
had been
remember
solidified, been in there for weeks. GA was sort of
Nah.
on the fringe,
No.
so it was like a sacrificial lamb for one game.
exactly.
And then he stayed there.
Sacrificial. You can't
Nah.
sacrifice someone and then expect them to come back.
You turn, kick me out of home, turn you back.
that's
lock
what
me
it
out,
was.
And then
fostered them out and then expected
Harry,
to.
Jerome, you always just bring me in as one.
You know what it's like? It's like
having Chris Lewis on your team and you look across as a Yobbo and then you put yourself in that category, it's a bit of an eye-opener, but...
you know what it's like? It's like a dad leaving their kid early because they don't want nothing to do with it. And then when that kid grows up and, becomes a famous rugby player or something and then wants to come back in his life, that's what the Teds try to do to GA.
Yeah.
No, play on.
And now he's struggling as well.
Yeah, and now
He's probably had
wish
2
he had
wins in the
back.
last 2 years.
You obviously watched last week's episode, GA, and
Yeah.
Hughesey admitted to a bit of
No, I didn't
No,
admit
no.
it.
That was
injustice.
short.
I said some bad.
It was
I said
short.
they're a bad cause.
Yeah,
like there is
but
in
it
all
goes both
sports.
ways.
Yeah.
You choked. You said leads both games.
That's
Might
the
have
thing,
to set
though.
up a 167 live
Victim
stream
mentality,
one
I reckon.
week. Get a
We'll
live
get the drone up. We'll get the
Get the
drone
drone up.
There
Get
needs
a
to be
live
justice
stream.
for the Teds. That's to say, this week there could not be a game, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it. I
sounds
know.
like
I
a
heard Munn
boycott.
in our meeting saying the
For his mental
Teds
state.
are just going to watch movies and eat popcorn and Maltesers, you reckon?
Yeah.
So,
That's what we're doing. So,
well, if it helps
Hands
us
on
play
head.
well, then,
protesting.
yeah, do whatever we need to do.
Okay. Well, anyway, Magic Round this week. So that takes us into our primer. Mun's not here this week, so I'll deliver the primer. But it is, if you're a magician, what would be your go-to magic trick? Or, if you have one you can do now, what is it?
I don't have any.
No.
More of a riddle man. I like my riddles.
Like your riddles.
Yeah. But if I was a magic, I'd want to do something like with cards, like making it disappear and then you those ones and it's just like bang, they pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I've always had a fascination for that.
Yeah, it's like, how
Is
do
it just
they...
a distraction technique?
It must be. Or they've
Or
got
sleight of
multiple of the
hand.
same cards.
Sleight of hand. That's what I was going to say.
Sleight
I
of
reckon
hand.
I'd like something where I'm doing something with cards, but I'm able to take your watch.
Pickpocket
Tell
off.
us how it really is.
But then obviously not steal it, but do that, take your watch, put it on my arm without you knowing, and then at the end of the trick, just be like, oh, is this your watch?
Did you ever watch that
And give it
show
back.
on TV that was like it debunked all the magicians' stuff?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like revealing magician secrets or whatever that
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be
Yeah.
off that.
Yeah.
They gave away
Yeah,
the
well, I
secrets.
think it was sort of like, why would you do that? Like, why would you ruin
Yeah.
someone's thing?
Job.
But it was like a guy, and he obviously was an ex-magician. He wore like this black face mask thing, and it was actually pretty scary. But do you all know what I'm on about? I don't know what channel it was on.
Yeah, it's called Breaking the Magician's Code. I feel like it was on like Fox 8 back in the
Fox
day or
8,
something.
100%.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
Fox 8.
Yeah.
Finished watching wrestling, and then
Yes.
that would pop on, and I'd be stuck to the telly for ages.
Gee.
But now when I look at magic tricks, I'm like, oh,
Doesn't get you.
yeah, it doesn't get me as excited. But I've got one.
Yeah, what would
What do you
I'd
got?
love
one
to
you
have a
can do, or
yeah, and I reckon I learnt this in primary school touch footy carnival.
Oh.
Brendan O'Hagan
Oh,
taught me this trick.
The
Shout out
Irishman.
Brendan. Yeah, the Irishman. So you get a deck of cards, and the gist of it is you go through it. They pick their piles, and then the last card that you reveal, or like how many of the cards you count is what card they've got in their hand. So you can't guess the suit, but you can guess the exact number that they've got in their hand. Just showing a bit of wheeling and dealing. So it's like a mathematical.
and it always happens. I think I
trick.
remember this trick. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've done it on a few of the boys.
yeah.
And then sometimes they've played silly buggers and stolen a card, so there's only 51 and I fucked the trick up. But
Oh, so you need
It's-
every single one.
52 cards in the deck. And
And do they need to be in an order when you give them to them?
no. They can be
Oh.
jumbled
It just
up
somehow
anywhere.
ends up like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. I
think I remember this one, yeah.
I wish I had a deck of cards here to
To do
do
it.
it because I'm so confident I'd be able to do it.
I reckon next step we'll bring cards in
Yeah.
and we'll have a card off.
Yeah.
Magic
Mun
trick.
would,
is-
Mun would have something.
Very,
yeah, he
very
would
good
have
one.
something.
something crazy.
So that's my magic trick.
Mm.
But yeah, sounds like you guys are card related as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Very
pretty
similar.
well. Yeah, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Sounds like
something cool like that. I reckon.
I'm too slow for that stuff.
All right, well, let's talk about what we've been up to. It's been a busy week again. Obviously, ANZAC Day finished. When did we play? Friday night. Weekend off.
Weekend off, yeah, a couple of days off.
Yeah, it's nice.
Get up to anything
Yeah,
interesting?
I'm an old man here actually, which was really good. Him and his partner, they come over for the week. His birthday is actually Anzac Day, so he's trying to make it a bit of a tradition. Although he doesn't like getting out of Wellington too much, he's trying a bit more to get out of his safe space. And yeah, he come to the game. Really enjoyed that. Stayed with us on the weekend. I took him up to the simulators. The golf,
simulators.
yeah. Big swing golf up there in Kew, and he was
Sick,
amazed.
eh?
He's never played it something like that. He was
People
just like,
there, big swing
how does this
people."
how does this even
Work.
Yeah. So we had a whack on there. Got my new clubs, my
Ooh.
Mizunos. Shout out to Mizunos. Mizuno Golf. Had my first little hit with them. It was in the simulator, which is. I think it's a good way to play, a good way to start. Sorry,
Get used to it.
and then I might go to the range, and then I'll get out there, have a few practices before I play any cashies, and then get into the cashies. But yeah,
Are you
that
still
was good.
sandbagging?
Nah, bro, I've been,
You're 16 now, aren't you?
I'm coming in.
Yeah.
I've hit over 32 in my last 5
Ooh.
games, I think. So,
And then you change your clubs.
and then yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm hoping. My first game, I'm still got a bit of form.
Well,
so
are you a bit of a hybrid now? Because you were with Puma, and now you're
no, I'm
You're a
no
Mizuno?
hybrid. I'm a Mizuno guy
Mizuno
now.
locked in?
Mizuno Golf, yeah.
What about like shoes?
Nah.
anything? No? Just golf?
I'm a free agent at the moment.
Ooh.
Well, sorry, no, I'm Oxen Boots.
Oxen
Shout out to
Boots,
Oxen,
yeah.
yeah. Boots and Mizuno Golf. And if anyone wants to sponsor me with some clothes or some runners, I'm more than happy to take it. But yeah, loved like their grouse, the golf clubs. They had a really good feel, and I said on my post the other day, I'm on the road to scratch. So
Good luck with
keep
that.
you guys I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, you're a bit of a golfer yourself, aren't you?
I don't play enough.
Don't
I'm
play
all right. I can hit the ball, not very consistently, but I just enjoy the game. Something to do.
What's your handicap?
18, 19. So
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
It's not the worst ever, but probably need to play more, to be honest, and probably go to the range and actually practice instead of just going out and playing. But yeah.
What do you get up to on the weekend? You're obviously a dog dad, so you can't go too far.
No, also, yeah, pretty much. Spent a lot of time with Winston, my little bro. Bit of PlayStation. No, we went into the Van Gogh. Tegan had a friend down and a boyfriend. Went into that art exhibition in the city on Saturday. Went to a rooftop bar Saturday night, so
Which
that was
one?
nice. Q.
Q.
Yeah, the Q. So that was there's a few of them around.
In the city?
Yeah, in the city.
Mm.
So that was nice. A few daiquiris. Yeah, it's good to have a weekend off and no niggles, so you can enjoy a beer.
That's good.
Chill out. Any pro clubs?
Nah, you know this. No, not right now. We're in shambles, the old pro clubs.
What your team is?
Yeah, we haven't played
We
enough.
clapped them
Yeah.
up.
No.
Oh, did you actually play them?
We played in
Oh.
Origin once, last FIFA.
Yeah. We versed some 3 games.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Okay, well, we're up for the challenge whenever.
We'll be back.
We're
Yeah,
in
no.
fine form.
We just gotta find our rhythm back. But nah, just COD 2K. And
Big gaming, eh?
But also, a lot of people don't know, you're studying outside of footy too.
Yeah.
You've got your chippy qualification already,
yeah,
but you're going for your builders.
Yep, doing my building course now, and I'm a youth worker as well.
Mhm.
Done my course in that. So I did a bit of youth work up in Cairns, and I found a lot of interest in that, helping young people. So wanted to get that done, and then I enjoy building stuff. So I want to do my building course, I guess.
Have you started your building course?
Yeah, about 7 months in.
So how often do you do that?
Every Wednesday night.
Every week?
But if we did train and that, they do a recording so I can just
Just go over it again?
catch up on it and that.
That's
So I'll
pretty
do
good.
that if we travel, I'll do it on the plane.
Yeah. nice.
Fills in a couple of hours.
And you're saying earlier it's an 18-month.
Yeah, 18-month
Course?
course, but I think it's in my position, it's not, you have to get it done by then. So, which is pretty fortunate, good for us. So,
Is that what you want to do after footy? What are you...
yeah, I'm not sure, eh?
Yeah.
It would be pretty cool. But I said to you, I don't want to be my own boss company. I don't like that stress. I like to live a day-by-day life and not know what's coming next week. So, I don't know. Working with the young people, youth work, that's sick. Making a change in their lives, little habits and that. You get a good feeling from that. So maybe something like that as well.
That was up in Cairns, you did it as well. Yeah, with pride.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout out
yeah.
Northern Pride. They gave me first shot. So, worked with a lot of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders up there. And, I loved it. They welcomed me. I was pretty young, so they had a lot of older people. So they had someone to resonate with and understood how a teenager kind of works. So I think that helped me out a lot.
Where do you reckon you got that from? Want to help?
I don't know. My older brother's a primary school teacher and my sister-in-law, but then I've always liked coaching and little stuff like that, and probably my little brother as well. So I'm not sure. Yeah.
Just a passion.
Runs in the family.
Love that.
What'd you get up to, Brian?
I actually went up to Sydney.
You did? Did you?
I did. I went up to Sydney.
Snuck up there?
Cashy?
No.
No.
No. Oh,
Don't get
no.
aggressive.
Family.
No.
Family.
It's actually Dad's birthday today, Big Nilo.
Oh,
Neil,
yes.
happy birthday.
XL
How old?
King.
Shout out 60.
60.
Oh.
60.
60 today, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, here we going on a boys trip
Birthday,
somewhere.
Neil. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be coming to Magic Round.
He's going to parents' weekend next weekend. So
Oh, he'll be
Oh,
on.
that'd be a good weekend.
yeah, he couldn't take work off Monday. We play Sunday and fly back would have just been too hard.
Was
so.
pretty keen for a golf round with a few of the boys as well.
Well-
he keeps mentioning it every time in the sheds after the games.
He's made it aware to me that he's bringing his golf clubs next week.
Yeah.
So
Thought
You
he
got
would.
in early. You got to get him
we'll
out
have to
of
get a
there.
group next week, I reckon, because a few of the dads are pretty keen golfers.
Mm.
So he went up to Sydney. It was Mum's birthday, the 26th. We went out to dinner at Ventuno, which is a nice little place near the Harbour Bridge there.
Yeah, right.
Nice little Italian place. Their service was unbelievable.
Grass.
Would recommend. It was. They went above and beyond, and it was a very nice night. Then Sunday had a greyhound adoption day
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
I'd seen that.
at
Yeah.
Moore Park. So
did they
that
go?
was good. So they brought 50 or 60 dogs along, and I think ended up being 40 dogs that got adopted. So
Oh, how
sick.
good's that?
yeah, really, really good. I think people just seen how good of a dog they actually are and how chilled they are. And
Yeah.
I see them at dog park all the time. They're so chilled.
Yeah, and when people see that side of them, I think they build the love for him. Whereas you just see them on TV and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, they just run.
Yeah, they run.
They just chase thing. Yeah,
they got one good run in them and they're sleeping for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
so,
that's sick.
that was a really good turnout. Lots of families out there. And it was raining and still people turned out.
Oh, how good.
Numbers. So that was good. Then what else did up to? Just a bit of pro clubs, really.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your designated times about pro clubs?
My designated times. I get in a bit of trouble
I
for
like
this.
my PlayStation, but you take it to another level. He has like time slots.
Well, no,
you're not allowed to talk to him.
It has been spoken. It has been spoken on here before.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
It makes the relationship pretty rocky.
That's
but
a sensitive topic.
Teagues would absolutely spray me if I did that. I reckon 100%.
Yeah. Although Emma's quite good with it in the terms that the reason I do it is actually a genuine good reason to connect with the boys back home.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at me. That's so true. I don't talk to them much, but it's that twice a week, 3 times a week where we can just yarn about whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Teagues like getting in on the goss as well when we're talking about just random stuff as well. She's like,
She loves it.
Yeah. But the thing with Emma though, she sometimes she's not okay with it, but she'll go have a bath
and enjoys their time.
She'll watch maths.
Yeah.
You know, it's a win-win for both of us. That's how it should be.
Any colouring in?
She loves it. Yeah. I think she's phased out of it
Is
now.
Molly into that?
No. Colouring in?
Yeah.
You know how the 3-year-olds colour in? Yeah, well.
She bought like all these books off Amazon. And there's like these proper colouring in textures you can use.
Certain techniques.
Is that the thing? Is that popping off?
Bit,
is that the trend? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think she's grown out of it now.
Couldn't believe it when it was.
On maths and
you know what I find? It's like when I used to play PlayStation, but like if you used to playing PlayStation, the girls are doing their own thing. But once they get bored or finished and you're still going, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem. If it goes the same time, sweet, you're all good. But once they're, if maths is done, then they just go, yep, hurry up, I'm bored, get off the game.
That's sure. And we'll be stoked she gets spoken about in this potty for those reasons. But it's good. And we've got a good team. So, you need to keep that chemistry firing.
Yeah, that's another good
Besides
reason.
their right winger.
No, their right wing is pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty solid.
Who, yours? Is that you?
Yeah, our right winger. Yeah, he's pretty good. No, we need to have another rematch soon.
Yeah,
it's on the cards.
I'm going to go home and practice.
I feel like GA's teams, he doesn't have much confidence. I
No,
can just hear it in his tone of when he's talking about his team.
I get confident about a lot of things like Timberwolves, but
Here we go.
yeah, not my pro clubs at the moment. Not Giddy Up 18. So.
Well, the thing is, when the pro clubs boys come into the sheds,
yeah, they hammer me.
They
Do
get
they?
straight
Straight
into
into
it.
They don't even talk about anything else.
They be like,
They don't even care about the
Jazz
game.
just scored a hat trick.
Yeah, Manly, they petted me. I was actually keen for a beer after that game. And then,
so they're very good. They're very loyal. They're very
mate.
passionate. And
Play mind games from the start. I love it.
you did mention Timberwolves, GA.
Yeah.
How the heck did you start going for the Timberwolves?
well, when NBA 2K, I don't know, when the Thunder were really good, Kane picked the Thunder. And then I was like, my little brother, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to pick the Warriors because I like Klay Thompson. But I was like, they're winning. I don't want to pick them. And then we drafted Zach LaVine, Wiggins, and Towns. And I was like, we're going to be good in a couple of years. And it hasn't turned out that way. And now we're trusting
Good now.
them.
You're going all right now.
We're going all right now.
That's one thing about you, GA. You are quite loyal. You're a Richmond Tigers fan as well.
I'm a Tigers fan.
Yeah.
I like to go for sports like NBA. I ended up going to watch Lakers versus Sacramento, and I wanted to go for the Lakers. I always pick the home side, but they were also really good, and everyone goes for them. So I was like, nah. And then Richmond, I went and watched them play live, and I was like, I'll go for Richmond.
Stick fat. We love that. And Timberwolves, how are they going to go? 3-1 up.
3-1 up.
Yeah.
They can't lose from here, surely.
Nah.
There's a chance they can
There
come up
is.
against
You're versus
OKC,
LeBron,
right?
so it's possible, but yeah, hopefully Ants.
They're in the driver's seat
He's a
for
giant.
sure.
He's a giant killer, Ants. So
sure.
he'll take LeBron, take Steph, and then we'll worry about the East.
Maybe
the Magic.
Confident.
Maybe the Magic.
Nah, my Celtics
Magic, actually, let's check the score. They're on right now.
my Celtics should be running through.
They're up by
Magic.
2 at halftime, so they're done.
Are they up 2?
Magic. Yeah, but they were up like 9 within the first.
Should be
couple
happy with
minutes.
that. You shouldn't even be that close.
Sorry, what?
What?
It
should be 2 all.
fan?
I'm Celtics for sure.
Since last year, or
Nah, they won.
He's had dinner with Jason
Larry
Tatum,
Burden.
so-
Larry Burden. Oh,
My
yeah,
older
shit. I
brother-
forgot about that.
My older brother's the Celtics for Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron, my older brother, loves the Celtics. Don't know why.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right, let's talk about footy. Off the bat, obviously, a bit of controversy.
I want to clarify the my corner as well in this segment.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We've got some more serious issues to address first. Yeah, just off the bat, we just wanted to address the Welcome to Country. It wasn't held on Anzac Day. We, as players, not entirely sure what was going on there, but we're sort of a little bit confused as to what was going on, and we just want to throw our support behind the Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander people. That decision was above us. Like I said, we're supporting it, but we weren't sure what went on that day. So we don't really feel like we have a place to comment either because of the lack of knowledge we have, but we just want to throw our support behind the Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander people, and hopefully something can get resolved there. But as far as we know, we're not too sure why or why not that was on. So so we just knocked that on the head quickly just to acknowledge it, because we know we've got a lot of Indigenous Torres Strait Islanders fans out there, and we want to throw our support behind you guys. So we'll head into Anzac Day now and the spectacle behind that, because it was a very special day, and all eyes are on us at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. It's pretty special.
Yeah, I love playing Anzac Day. Feel pretty privileged that we are one of the teams that are able to play on such a significant day. Just like, even like walking out, lining up, listening to the ode, and is it the ode? It's the ode, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, listening to the ode and singing the national anthems, and just the whole beauty of it before the game. It's really special, and then once we run through that banner, it's switched back onto footy time. So really grateful that we're able to play that. I love playing the game. It's definitely one of the first games circled in my calendar every year.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Steph running through that banner.
Yeah. Doing the 360. He's like,
man,
whooping at it.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was pretty solid, because I remember me and you ran through it at the beginning, and it was like, I sort of ducked because I sort of knew if I ran, I don't really trust those. Yeah. So I sort of like whacked at it and ducked under it, and I felt it was pretty solid. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, yeah.
Well, I think they had to because it was raining. It was like sagging.
Yeah.
There's holes in it.
It looked like it was lit on fire before it, because apparently they laid it down and it got wet and it just ripped.
That's why I had blue paint all over my face.
I see
the whole game.
I was wondering what that
none of you said anything.
I thought you got it from a tackle off the ground.
That's what I thought, because I swear you didn't have it at the beginning of the game, and then like midway through you had all these like blue dots on you. I was like, what the fuck?
And you dye your hair, so it's fair.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So blue paint across my face the whole game. But no, Gio, sorry I cut you off there.
No, that was my first.
First Anzac Day game?
Yeah, it was. I got 18th man maybe once or twice, so been thereabouts, but it was first time playing, which, it was special for me because my dad, my pop, fought for Norway in the Air Force, so my mama works back in the RSL back home and volunteers, so it was a big day for me and my family, so...
I did see you wearing...
Wore my medal, wore his medals.
Do you know what the medals...
I don't know what they're exactly for, but my dad, pop got them, so...
it's cool.
Yeah, I loved it. It was a very special moment.
Was in the Air Force, did you say?
Yeah, worked in the Air Force and that as a mechanic, and flew as well, so... he moved over here after that. During that time, so... How
much more significance does that place on your day around it?
It was one of my goals since I signed here is to play on that day, because it meant a lot to my mum. She was there on the weekend, so that was real special.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
and then I dropped a try, so it would have been even better.
True, set you up, put you on a platter, beautiful.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's something I envy about the day is I have no connection to anyone who fought indirectly.
That was my first dawn service I've missed.
Yeah, because you're always going,
years, I reckon. Because Nevi, my neighbour, who's like my granddad as well, he's 100 now, and he goes every dawn as well. So we usually go with him.
Just go along. Yeah.
So he fought as well. So it's a big. When I was a degenerate, I used to play 2-up as well. So
well, the thing I found out about Anzac Day was there was no in Melbourne, 2-up's not a massive thing, is it?
No,
I remember my first year here.
Sydney is
really,
yeah. So Queensland's pretty big too.
Huge.
Coins are up.
Yeah.
I come down here first year. I was like, boys, let's go play 2-up. No one knew what it was. And then we went down to the corner. It was on that day before he's played.
Yeah.
It was actually a good vibe. We were in our club suits and we rolled into the game. So
Dior would have been playing plenty of 2-up.
Oh, yeah, plenty there. I was going to ask Gio, do you have a strategy?
me,
It's all luck, isn't it?
it's all luck at the end of the day, but heads never.
Counting numbers like
Heads.
the Cass.
You want to be in charge of the money.
Blackjack.
You don't want to give your money away. You want to be in charge.
Ooh, yeah, that's fair. No, I'm a big tails never fails in New South Wales kind of guy. So that's what I went for.
I
Yeah.
can see it. Dior, what's doing with the outfit today? Actually, that's outrageous.
What outfit?
Very colourful.
You've got a green sleeved top. It's a white
blue.
shirt,
Baseball,
and then
baseball.
You've got a purple hat on.
What, you got something wrong with the colour purple?
Purple and green should never be seen unless there's a color in between.
Wow,
is that
this
actually a
is Mr.
thing?
Fashion over here. Okay. Came in wearing a hot orange jumper.
I was just about
last week and bright red
to
this
say,
week.
that's a
Bright
payback from
red.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fishing it in. See, I've got you
Look.
this week.
Yeah,
I've got
fair
to jump
enough.
at you before you jump at me because you're in
This
it
is,
every
well,
week.
much like most of the guys at the club, this is a free shirt I got from work. So, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
wearing
right.
it. Yeah,
Yobbo.
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, but
yeah. I'll wear something nicer next week. Don't worry, boys. Wear a suit.
But no, the game in general.
yes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good win. I think I spoke about it. Was it after the game or before the game? But like we had a bit of debate around the completion rates this week, and
Oh yeah, I got done dirty.
you got done it. Yeah, you got done.
Yeah, couple
dirty.
times,
For error.
couple of errors.
But 10 all at half time. But we sort of felt like we were going all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that.
It was one of those ones
Yeah.
where, the scoreboard probably didn't reflect it, but we felt like we were on top or in control, I guess. And they scored some pretty good tries, but I felt like if we just stuck to our game plan and stuck at it, we were pretty confident we were going to win. And it's always hard when Bowser comes down. And he's always the same. He's just never going to be happy. He's never going to be, it's a good half, boys. Let's go out and do the same thing. So, but yeah, you said it at the halftime. Perhaps you sort of just reassured everyone that we're going all right and we're going to be okay. And although you got sent to the bin for 10, we were
Good
able
captain's
to
challenge as
get
well from yourself.
we were able to get over the line. So it was a tough, gritty win too. It was something we wanted to.
Experience.
Something we wanted to do too. We've been a bit, bit off on that sort of stuff. Being able to grind teams, and it was good to sort of bring it back to that type of win.
Yeah. Let's talk about the sin bin actually, because everyone's thinking that I challenged it.
You did. I was right there. You did.
Nah, well, I come
Actually,
over.
I'll step in here. Mun came from the other side of the field. Challenge, and then he looked at you, shrugged his shoulders, and you're like, I don't know. And then you.
I come over and asked. So I said, "Do you reckon you? Do you remember that?" I was like, "Oh, do you reckon like challenge it?" And you were sort of like, "Oh,
I just like
I don't
went,
know."
oh,
yeah,
like,
you're sort of like, "I don't know."
So what happened was I figured it out. Mun wanted to wind back the clock and play fullback. So he was like, let's challenge.
Yeah, and
you
then
go
play
in.
fullback.
And then,
actually, that's
because if you ask Wishy was keen to go. Because Wishy does a little bit at fullback here and there. And apparently he goes, nah, Wishy, I'll go.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah.
well. Apparently, like I'm hearing this as well. Munster comes over the ref before any of it and says, "You reckon if we challenge, you'll get sin bin?" And the ref said yes, and he said challenge, and that could make sense.
It does.
So
I was going to say though, like, I know they're saying, "Oh yeah, the worst challenge ever." You got Simba. Were they? They probably would have checked it anyway, wouldn't they? And sin binned you, or no?
You got it in round dead, didn't you?
Nah, I got out.
But it was a penalty
Yeah, it was a
anyway.
penalty. Yeah. But I mean, like, I was like, would they have checked it anyway?
No, I don't
and
think
sent
so.
you
Do you
off?
reckon, so I don't know what happened after the play, but right, like so he kicked it in the in goal. Did he award the penalty as you caught it in the in goal, or did you get out and then he awarded the penalty?
Nah, he caught
I
it
can't really
when
remember.
I think that's why I asked, did he run dead? Because the ref.
That's my
Yeah.
confusing part. Is like if you just kick the ball dead, would it just been the same result? And like I don't go to the bin because like
Nah, I wouldn't have went dead
Nah.
no,
if
like
I
you
left
just
it.
kicked
Oh, if he
dead.
did
Nah,
kick
'cause
it.
it would've been
Oh, if I
penalty.
kicked it dead.
It would just been come back for a penalty.
Yeah, they would have called it anyway. I think they were like.
Do you reckon I was always going to the bin?
That's what I mean. I
don't
reckon you were.
Until
I
we
reckon
challenge.
you were.
I don't. I reckon the other way.
I reckon they would have checked it. They're checking bloody everything these days. I reckon they
Yeah,
would
but
have
like-
checked it. And I didn't even think it
wasn't
was.
gonna score a try.
Nah. That's why I don't reckon you go.
Which
Yeah.
which shouldn't be a professional foul, isn't it? Isn't that how?
I
Like
don't
professional
know.
fouls when you like
How many
do something
sin bins you got
deliberately
now?
to score.
I reckon I've had 3. I had one against the Dogs last year on Crichton. It was very similar actually.
Yeah,
And I reckon I've had one.
Yeah, right.
punch on or something.
With the challenges though, I mean, it is called the captain's challenge. Shouldn't the captain take some responsibility?
True.
Yeah, well, me and Mun were captains.
Oh, co-captains. So you're shifting the blame to the bloke that's not here.
Yeah, so it's probably Mun.
Fair call.
It was Mun's fault. He wanted to play fullback.
Yeah.
All right, GA, now's your time, mate.
Yeah, my corner.
GA's corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. Apparently, they're calling it Jai Gray's corner at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of whispers.
He schooled me and saw.
Yeah. Apparently, that's his corner at the moment. So,
So what happened was, remember the Rabbitohs game last year? And
ANZAC? No.
Nah, it was at ANZ, and I was on the wing. We were playing fullback, and I scored we kick return try.
Yep.
Harry was on the inside, and I just grabbed it, and I scored the try. And Harry's like, "Oh, why didn't you pass to me?" I was like, "Oh, I just wanted the try, really." And then he went up to Mun and said, "Nah." He apparently goes, "Nah, it was my corner, my try, or something," and that's where it all started. So Harry,
So you're saying it's false? So you're saying?
Yeah, I've never said anywhere along the lines.
Harry
my corner.
was on the. Someone else heard you say it as well, though.
Nah, it's
You never said it?
Harry made the words jumbled around and Mun jumped on board. And when Mun jumps on board.
Yeah, he just spreads it like wildfire, doesn't he?
So that's where it started. And then.
But now you're trying to make it your corner.
Yes. You're trying to make every corner you play in your corner, which is a good mentality to have.
It's good.
When
But
you think about it.
It's very Ant Edwards about you, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right.
So you're admitting it now.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a comeback
So
because it's like the whole team
Yeah. Jumps
do it
on
to
it.
me. So I just cop it now.
What
So
about
you-
during the week, though, when Jack Howarth, this is all time.
Oh,
mate. This
yeah.
is so funny.
What did he say? You remind me what he said.
He comes up to me and Munster during the week. He goes, "Make sure you don't pass the ball to GA." Or, no, he comes up to me and goes, "So you've thrown a few pressure passes to me the last few weeks. Make sure you do the same to GA."
Oh.
Yeah, gets better. We're trading on Amy. Oh, our big session. And he's running with Baz on the sideline because he can't do anything. And he looks over and I go to X. I was like, "Oh, watch this." And I was like, "Oh, how much fun are we having on the left edge here?" Like everyone's smiling, having a good time, scoring tries and stuff. And he come up after the game, he's like, "Oh, we was actually like connecting, like good, like." And then he started talking in the sheds and that, and getting into me and whatnot. And then he come up to me one day at lunch or something. He goes, "You know, it's all from a good place. Like, I actually want you to do really well on the weekend and all this." And got real like,
Oh, it's funny, like even because he gets wound up about it. I come and I was like, "Oh, the left edge, he's had a blinder, eh?" And Jack's like, "Oh, that's not what I seen. That's not what I seen. Oh, I was watching. I didn't see that." And then he goes over to X. He's like, X, like, were you actually having fun out there?"
"Oh, it's
poor
proper
Jack.
good."
You can just see he just wants to be back so much at the
Yeah.
moment. I don't think he's gone through a long-term rehab before. But
Nah, he's a character, man. He's so funny.
And then there's a photo that Storm put up, and it's of you like with the ball in your hands, and you can just see him
He's in the background.
Yeah, look at I see that one.
Oh, poor Howie, man. Oh, you got every right to get back into him. He's
Yeah.
there's only
he
a few
loves-
people on the bus. So.
Yeah, he's the big boy himself, so he's gone.
But no, in all seriousness, GA, you've only played 30 NRL games now. We were talking about it before,
Yeah.
and you haven't looked out of place.
Mm.
Is there anything you've sort of changed or mindset-wise coming into first grade now? I know you said you've been 18th man a few times. And
Yeah, been that blue bib for a while. Yeah.
We'll talk about your journey, but I reckon this early just about 30 games in, but you play with so much confidence and belief now, which is quite hard to do this early in your career.
I played that first year here, played 6 games, got plucked out of Q Cup because of injuries and that, and then stayed down here for the rest of the year. I was a bit raw. I was probably privileged to play 2 games, let alone 6. So,
What year was that?
22?
22?
22, I think it was, yeah. And then, then the next year I got signed. I was grateful for that as well. And then at the end of that last year, I didn't play many games. I was like maybe 3 games or something that year. And then Storm said, "No, we're not re-signing you." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then probably the funnest game to date I got to play in was the Broncos game with all the Q Cup boys. We all got pulled.
You played too, eh? So the game Paps played?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're off
Yeah.
the bench as well.
Yeah.
And then, so it was all us boys playing. And then I remember that day I was like, well, this could be my last NRL game. So let's go out there and just do whatever I see and want. And ended up having an all right game. And enjoying myself that night. And then, Storm turned around and said, well, here's a contract for next year. And then, I just kind of taken that mentality of, well, live by the sword, die by the sword, and back myself now. So, that's kind of the mentality I play with now.
Crazy how it took that game and realization for you to be like, oh.
Yeah, I think I was like playing, because I've always, I'll tell you about my story coming up, but like, I always played conservative. I thought my first 10 or first 7-8 games. I feel like I see the game pretty well and understand it, play multiple positions. So, I just need to back myself more.
Love that. And we spoke earlier, Newcastle boy, so grew up Swansea.
Yeah.
Played for Swansea.
Played juniors. 1 year there. Then my brother went to Valentine Devils. So I went over there for majority of my juniors as well. And then I went to the Central Butcher Boys for the
Butcher Boys.
So Pez is a devil. So that's the reason why I chose Butcher Boys as well to Newcastle.
To get away from Pez.
Yeah, get away from Pez. But like he was representing the Devils down here. So get another Newy team in, and I love me Butcher Boys. So
nice. And then from Butcher Boys,
I didn't make my first rep team till I was 17.
Okay, and that would have been SG.
Yeah, 18s. Was it SG then?
SG
yeah,
ball?
SG ball.
Yeah, SG ball. So
For
that was
Newcastle.
for Newcastle. I was a back rower. Played front row, back row juniors.
Front row.
Wow.
Yeah, I was short, stubby. Yeah,
Actually, they always bring up that photo of you when you're a kid.
Yeah. So I played 10 minutes either side of half time in like under 14s. So I was cucks. I was bad. Dad and my older brother used to know how like good I could play, but I just didn't see it. And then ended up growing to this height, and then started playing a bit of ball playing lock. Went to 5'8", went back to edge back row, went back to centre, and then I was a bit like in 18s at night. So I tried at back row, but then ended up playing fullback, I think, or centre or something like that. Yeah, and then played 18s, finished school, got a year young in 20s, and then I was like, booked schoolies already because I didn't think I was going to 20s. Todd Lowry, shout out. He was my coach, and then I was like, I went to schoolies. Think I got the all clear in that, and then come back and he gets you chose schoolies over footy, so we're going to drop you, and I got dropped.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
I remember that time of like 20s and schoolies, and
Bro.
that was
It was
I didn't end
ruthless.
up going because I was like, I thought I was going to get dropped, but like,
I did, yeah.
but yeah.
But when you
I
think
loved
about it
it. I
now,
loved the week.
it was
The week was-
pre-season, like,
Yeah, exactly.
which pre-season's important, but like,
I guess it's their first exposure of like teaching discipline or like sacrifice, or so it's sort of like they try.
but you
to
go through the whole school to go to
Yeah.
schoolies, bro. Like, it's
That was like probably my last big piss up with my mates from school as well, so I don't regret it one bit. It was a week of my life, and then
and you only missed what, like 3 trainings, really? Because 20s wasn't. It was back then. It was back when I was
train in the
playing. It was
Arvos.
like three days a week, maybe 4.
and then you might train on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I pulled a couple sickies during schoolies.
So then,
That was my mindset though when I was back, bloody under 20s, and
I was
that's why
about
they
the same.
shafted me.
So all that time I was finished school. I didn't go to school in year 12 really. I was doing my carpentry apprenticeship. So
then from being dropped from 20s,
I played
how'd you get yourself back into?
cup.
Yeah, how'd you get up to Northern Pride?
So I played it the second year of 20s. I went back to Knights.
Was Toddy still coach?
Nah, Scotty Duro.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great fella. He probably unlocked me just to back myself. So then I ended up starting fullback for 20s that year. And then after that, I was going into cup that year, and then COVID hit, and then I just went and played for the Butcher Boys.
Yep.
And then I was just working one day, and I still had my manager at the time, and he just rings me and goes, "Oh, Pride want to sign you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like how serious?" I said, "I'm not going to go out there and play local league." And they're like, "Oh, you might have to play 1 or 2 games." So I went out there, played local league, and then ended up playing the whole year at cup.
Who was your local league team?
At
In
Cairns?
Pride? Yeah, in Cairns.
Ivanhoe's Knights.
Ivanhoe's.
Ivanhoe Knights.
They had Dugan, Seguiaro.
Were they all playing?
Nah, that last year they signed for him.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was an eye opener. The old, I was
Were you
'cause
working
everyone-
as a chippy and
at Pride.
yeah,
Nah, I
you were
wasn't.
doing the youth work up
I
there.
started doing my youth work up there, and that's where I started enjoying that. So, and then from there, Falcon signed me. and gave me 6 weeks here, 8 weeks before
like a
Chrissy.
Pre-season.
Yeah, pre-season train trial. And then I remember Craig coming up to me and said, "Oh, you've gone pretty well. We want to reward you." I was like, "Oh, yeah." I thought I was going to get longer. He's like, "Oh, go on the IDQ."
Reward you with IDQ.
I've got schoolies. Yeah, I got
That is
schoolies.
not a reward.
And I was like, "Oh," and I didn't want to say no. I was like, "Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll try."
Reward
And
you.
then I know a couple of the train trial boys and that wanted to do it, and they asked, and I was like, "Well, if they want me to do it and want to see what, like, they'll ask me," kind of thing. So I just got to experience that, and still having his first Coca-Cola. So that was just an eye opener.
He hasn't turned back since.
And then up from there, I went back to Falcons for a couple months, and then Origin. I come back for the trial games, and I stayed for the whole preseason, played the trials, went back to Falcons for 2 or 3 months, and then Origin period, came back down here, and haven't left.
Debut game was
SCG
Roosters.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Had a blinder.
yeah,
2 tries?
yeah, off Jerome, so makes it
I
easy.
remember that game so clearly.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And
Little blur.
was it Nev, your neighbour?
Yeah,
was
Nev.
there.
Yeah, didn't see the game. Had no idea. It's because you know how the stands
he
so
was a bit
far.
further,
You
yeah.
can't see 10 meters. So
Yeah.
he is like
Got an interview after the game too, eh?
got an
Was it on
interview,
telly?
with the fam and that. All my
good.
mates had about, I think I had 80 tickets. So the pretty whole bay was. I remember their second half try. That was a cool one. Like all the boys were blind as in their stands yelling and stuff. So yeah, that was a mad moment.
I think that's one of like my like feel good moments is like for me now, like seeing young fellas debut or, you know, even older fellas and then seeing their family and how proud they are. Like I remember your old man and that.
That week
brothers,
was crazy.
They come into, I think they presented your jersey the night before.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to be there.
Yeah,
I
they
knew
all-
mum and dad were going to be there.
They all come in.
Yeah.
And it's just you just see it and you just like, that's so special. Like it's like it was the same with my family when I got debuted and you're probably the same, Paps, but it's pretty cool to see that. And that's why I know a lot of the boys get a kick out of when players do debut and they, you know, get real excited for that game and it's such a special game and then seeing the families come in the night before the game, it's real cool.
It's a crazy path too. Like
On
to
that
think,
that week was even better though. I was legit last man standing. Like X went down in Origin. Origin, and then Brick did his car, and I was just there to fill numbers at training. And then I remember I wasn't going to come back down because I was like, Louis gave me his apartment to live at or something, and then he went and lived with Jill. And then I was like, all right. So I was like, I'll come down then because I think I had to pay for my own apartment. I was paying rent in Sunny Coast. I was like, I can't afford being on train trial and this. So I was like about to say no, and lucky Louis came to the rescue because I don't reckon. If he did, I probably would have just stayed at Sunny Coast.
oh yeah,
And then Craig kept rang me. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're the last man standing. Going to play on the."
You're the last
plus yeah,
I was like, "Yo."
that's going to give you heaps of confidence.
Yeah. I was like,
Not
all
you've earned
good.
your spot. You're the last man standing.
Come on, Belgium.
I was like, "Yeah, all good."
That's a crazy journey though. Like
Yeah.
from getting dropped from 20s to then coming back with a different coach, to then going to play
Pride,
local
which is
A-grade
pretty
up
far,
in-
like from where you
Yeah.
were, Newcastle to Cairns. Like that's
Yeah, my mentality. I had my
long.
ute and that, and I like camping, and I had like it all set up and that. So my mentality was go to Cairns, play a year there, Teagues move up, and we'll go camping up. Like
Just stay up there.
yeah, go like Cape York and all that. And I didn't even get to go on one. Oh, I think I went on one camping trip up in Cairns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How'd you keep, I guess, interested in chasing that dream of playing NRL? Was that the thing? Was that the goal, or was it sort of just you enjoyed playing footy and
No, I just enjoyed playing with me mates, really. Like, because I was never good.
Yeah.
I played rep when I was younger, but there was a period there that I just played local footy and like NRL was massive, like away from me. And then played 20, then I went all right. And I was like, oh, maybe I could like do it. And then I played schoolboys footy in there as well in my last year, year 12, sorry. And I was playing with like in the president side, I had like Bronson Cherry, Teague Wilton, a few other boys that play NRL now. And I was like, oh, well, I can kind of stick with these boys. Like, I think I can do something. And that's when it started to click. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the realization of me trying to chase it.
yeah, so interesting. It's a crazy story. Like a lot of you probably don't know that, but
No, not many do, unless you're like close to me. Like everyone thinks I just went from cup to NRL, but yeah.
And my favorite thing about that story is it took you to that Broncos game to be like, you know what, this is my brand of footy.
You know that pub underneath the hotel? That like where you go out and you go down.
Oh, it used to be there. It's closed now.
Oh, there's like a little pub there,
In Brizzy.
Under the hotel, Sofitel.
Oh, yeah.
I remember meeting mum and dad and my manager there, and we were talking about my future, and I was just like, "Well, just wait for the night. I might even do a chip and chase and stuff like that." And I was just like, "Yeah, that was like what I was saying to him." And Dad was like, "Don't be stupid, do your job." And I was like,
crazy that like that was the game that went. You know what? Like live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
And now it's taking it where it is. So.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Crazy story, but we love that. All right, let's talk about the game coming up this week quickly. Magic Round.
Magic
what a
Round.
spectacle it is. I said GA's corner. Suncorp. What a ground.
Yeah.
You like that ground?
Yeah, I do like that ground.
But no, Magic Round. Raiders. 6 o'clock Sunday Arvo.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're flying.
They are flying. I was just thinking that they're going really well, and they're not really spoken about too much.
Flying under the radar. Eh?
Yeah.
They've come back from both their last 2 games.
Yeah.
From pretty big margins. So
Yeah. And
that's impressive.
Yeah. And I feel like Sticky's teams are always pretty gritty, and then they've added a lot of class, and I feel like they've been together for a little while now. Like they've had a few people come in and out, a couple of young fellas, but now they're pretty solid where they are. So it's a pretty big game, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good.
Somewhere with us,
I think they're 4th, maybe.
Yeah.
They're in third. They're in third. Same amount of points as us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
yeah, like, but you don't really hear too much about them. So, it's going to be a good game. Looking forward to it. The field might be underwater, but not underwater. Sorry, take that back. It might be a bit muddy and cut up. But I heard they replanted,
Yeah, they returfed
it. So, hopefully it holds up well for us, and we can put on a good game. That don't know how many. Not sure how many people will be there. If they've
last game of the round,
last game of the round, there might be.
This is a good game before us.
Yeah, no, I think
Panthers and
apparently
Broncos played before us.
Sunday's probably the best viewing day.
Yeah, a few of my mates are saying Sunday's the hardest hardest day to get tickets.
Oh, so that's why you're chasing.
So I'm just
everyone.
wondering. So if you guys got any tickets,
Well, 100 is coming up. So
yeah,
16.
true.
You keep yours. Yours. It's only your 30th, so I'm gonna have to.
So how does it work with you guys this weekend if you're the last game of the round? Like, are you going to be there to watch a lot of the other games?
Definitely not. Nah, we'd be the same. We'll travel up there after captain's run.
Saturday.
We're not going to. Do you mean like be at the stadium for those games, or?
Yeah, or even the games earlier in the day. Is it still sort of just the same?
Yeah, we just
plan?
rock up 2 hours before. We'll probably catch a bit of. I think it's Bronx Penrith before us.
Yeah, that's the game before. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably catch. If the boys want to go out and watch that for a little bit, but nothing changes.
I think
too
we're doing
much.
our review up there though, so
we're staying up there. I
staying
think.
up Sunday night, do our review and stuff Monday
A
morning.
few beers at the Caxton.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
when do we
could
play the
be.
week after?
Sunday.
Sunday, 7-day turnaround.
So a few boys could be on it.
It is a great spectacle. I love Magic Round. It's just like it is hectic and there's chaos, but to see everyone
Last
there
year's was hectic.
for rugby league.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool to be a spectator.
100%.
Yeah, if you go there for the 3 days.
Yeah. So when I retire, I'll be there. Sure. Oh, if Mole lets me actually. So.
All right, let's do our tips for the week. I think I had a pretty good week last week, just quietly. Got my lock, first game of the round.
I think I went all right too.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Hughesy, 7 from 8.
And the lock?
So 7 from 8, including the lock.
So you got 6.
Yeah, Panthers and Dogs, you got wrong. And then you locked the Tigers. Did you guys watch that game?
No. Oh no!
Oh.
My mates' group chat, they were blowing up about it. They went
Yeah, that was a
OTA,
crazy
did they?
game.
Yeah.
And then a penalty. OT.
Yeah, penalty in the end.
Was that the same week?
penalty.
That
And remember, Mun's been into you lately, so you're doing his tip. So
Yeah,
don't be afraid to.
am I doing his tip?
Don't be afraid to
Sweet.
go all the roughings.
I might go a draw.
And don't go a lock.
I might go a draw.
Update on where we're at, please.
Yep. So, Pappy, you had a pretty good week, 6 from 8, including your lock with the Broncos. You only got Titans, Panthers, and Sharks wrong. Everyone got Panthers wrong. And Mun, 5 from 8. He locked the Dragons, who didn't get up. Tipped the Sharks, Panthers, and Dragons. But the rest he got. So the scores stand as Mun on 34, And Hughesey and Paps now tied on 43.
Do I have to do Mun's tips
Yeah.
if he's down by 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
Honestly, you probably try stuff him out and you'll probably get him better than him.
true.
He's been terrible. So
Magic round, anything's possible.
nah,
All right,
go well for him. Go well for
I'll
him.
do my best. Yeah.
let's go.
right.
Sweet.
Here we go.
Are we going to tip Women's Origin on Thursday night?
I'll go the
Yeah,
Blues.
chuck it in there.
I'll go the Blues
Yeah?
for Mun.
Wait, well, if we got to do normal Origin then. If we're going to do with the women's, you know what I mean? So we're going to do that.
Yeah, we'll do it when it
we'll
comes
them all.
around.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
The both, I could be on my own during the Origin period though.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Just
could
me
be-
and you,
you
Hughesey.
I could be getting two guests in.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll get some reports from in camp
Yeah,
from the boys.
but
Get the
I'm
secrets.
keen to do the girls as well.
All right. Well, New South Wales are favourites, but only just. It's 188 and 196.
Oh, that could
Those
be
are the
my lock.
odds. Yeah.
That's a good. I reckon that's a good lock.
What's a lock?
Queenslander.
So
You
you
get
lock
double
an
points.
underdog, you get 2
Oh.
points.
Clearly, GA doesn't listen.
Yeah, I was saying it.
Nah,
He
it's
skips the footy
too
part.
late. Yeah.
All right, sweet. We'll do the women's origin.
Yep.
then.
Yep. All right.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Blues.
Queensland, lock it in, Eddie.
All right. First game.
I should
of-
study.
Mun's going to enjoy
game.
watching that game knowing he tipped the Blues as well.
Nah, it'll be a win-win for
He'll
him.
tip Queensland in his family conference.
Yeah.
First game, Sharks, Eels. And Sharks are favourites.
Oh, that could have been a good lock.
And they're all at Suncorp, so.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Dave.
Yeah. Just in case you guys weren't aware.
yeah
Just
I'm
for
ready.
the listeners, you know.
I'm ready. I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1.
Eels.
Sharks.
All in agreement.
Oh.
Nah, he
Did someone
went
say
Eels.
Eels?
Oh, you went
Yeah.
Eels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
You
don't
wanna
mind
lock it?
Eels. Like
Yeah.
they're going to get better.
Yeah.
They're going to get better. But I just Sharks. They were pretty stiff not to win last week. So
All right. Next game, Roosters, Dolphins. And these odds I was looking at here had them as even. Let me try find another website to see if there's much of a difference.
can you lock it? Can you lock it even?
Oh, that doesn't seem fair.
Nah, it's all right.
Yeah, don't worry. You can lock an even. We'll say that.
Yeah, they're even.
Yeah,
They're
I'm happy
even.
to give
All right.
lock and even. Still
All
hard
right.
to pick.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Dolphins.
Lock.
Ooh, locking it.
It's a home
GA,
game for them,
you went
really.
Roosters?
I'll lock the Dolphins. Oh, yeah, I like the Roosters. I just think.
So I'll lock the Roosters for Mun as well.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
double lock on opposite teams. Let's
Yeah,
go.
then you can what?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you've
yeah,
got that
true.
game.
Nah, that's not unfair. For me,
Dolphins bounce
Yeah,
back after
because it's
being
a definite
up by
lock for
18.
someone.
That was-
Well, unless it's
Yeah.
a draw.
Yeah, nah, that's right. It's good.
Yeah.
Happy Fleers.
Yeah.
Done.
Next game, Souths versus Knights. And Souths are favourites.
Nuts.
Can they finally have a good game? I just can't.
Yeah, no Trell.
Oh yeah, he's out. Cody
Yeah.
Walker's out. Jai Gray's
Who's
fullback.
who's their name in the
Wyden.
house? I didn't even look.
Jack Wyden and Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Rabbitohs.
Bunnies.
Oh.
Taking the Knights. They got to win, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
Surely.
thinking too, but
Souths come off versus us. Teams that have versed us this year haven't gone any good the week after.
True.
Pretty quick math. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say of that.
Yep.
Yep.
Next game, Warriors, Cowboys. Cowboys are favourites.
this will be a good game.
Cowboys did all right last week.
Yeah, they played well. Warriors played pretty well. Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Warriors.
Ooh.
It's going to be a big week for Munn because I feel like he's gone.
I'm actually
Yeah.
not. I'm actually picking like
What
who
do
I
you think?
generally
Yeah,
think
yeah.
There's
is
some
gonna
good
win.
like 50.
Yeah, they're
50s
pretty
though.
tight
Yeah.
games.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, there's not too many that are pretty lopsided. Next game as well, Dragons, Tigers. And Tigers are favourites by like 15 cents. So it's close.
What? I thought Tigers would be.
Mm.
Yep. Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Dragons.
Ooh.
Oh. That was a flip of a coin for me.
Yeah,
to be
I
fair.
couldn't even process my thoughts on that game. I just
That was tough. That was
went the
tough.
home ground advantage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. First game on Sunday, Titans Dogs. Dogs are pretty heavy favourites. That's the biggest margin this round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Dogs. Who'd you say?
Did someone say Titans?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against your dogs?
Wow.
Yep. I think Titans just
They
Because
find
they-
something.
Do you reckon they're just going for gold?
I think Dogs are just probably a little bit rattled after last week.
They're missing a few. They
They're
got a
missing
few suspensions.
suspensions.
But I reckon they'll
Um,
still be too good, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think
They would have got a rocket,
I think
I
it'd be
reckon.
closer than a lot of people think, and I think
I
I'm just
reckon
going to
it'll
go
be-
Titans.
they would have got sprayed for their defense.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be close as well, but I reckon Dogs will win.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Next game, Panthers Broncos. Broncos are favourites.
This is actually going to be a good game.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah. Panthers sitting dead last on the table.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Honestly, I don't think I've got any Panthers games right, eh?
Yeah, they'll probably win this
Yeah,
week.
they'll
Yeah,
win this week.
yeah.
Against them.
Yeah, so.
There you go. We'll go on Broncos.
Yep. And then last game of the round, Storm Raiders.
And Munn has tipped against us before.
Yeah.
That's
he
really?
has. He
Yeah,
actually
I'm
has.
with you on that.
And he was wrong.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Storms.
Nice.
How many
Good
kids
stuff.
last night say Storms?
Stormers.
Storms.
We'll
Melbourne
lock that in.
Storms.
All right, that wraps up. We'll keep an eye on that this week. I've already forgotten who I've tipped, but I'm sure
Yeah.
it'd be a good little
So have I.
contest.
But
But now we're into our Better Be Big Fan of the Week moment. Plenty to get through this week. Dior's got his giveaways as well. All voice memos.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
it.
So,
here we go.
we'll get
So,
to pick that. But we'll
If you want to leave a message, head to memo.fm/167podcast. It's in the bio of Instagram, so head there. But yep, leave us a message with your big fan.
love that. All right, boys. Big fan of the week. Hughesy, take it away.
I'm gonna. He's been getting raps all week. To be fair, I'm gonna go someone close to home. My right edge brother, Eli Katoa. Not many people would have known, but on our big day training, which would have been Tuesday
Yeah.
last week, before he actually compound fractured his finger, so his
Like his bone was coming
his
backwards.
bone come out of his skin. Trying to which is
and dislocated too because it shifted down his.
it shifted down and popped
It
out.
was like that.
And to be
Bone was coming out like that.
it was disgusting. Like Sua's got a kitty's stomach anyway. He was nearly spewing. I didn't actually see it, but to his credit, it was doing something that he ended up doing in a game and scoring
Yeah,
off.
that's
So he
nice.
went up for a kick and tried to jump and ended up doing it and done that. Obviously, come out, got rushed to hospital, had to
Surgery
get
that
it.
night.
Yeah, had to get surgery back in place, and then had to sew it up and then comes out and has a blinder. Scores a try doing the same thing he done in injuring his finger, which if I'd done that, I wouldn't be doing that
I'm
again.
missing
But
weeks.
yeah, and then gets the ANZAC medal. So I couldn't go past the bro yet, Eli.
fair.
And his 100th this week.
Yeah,
as well.
100 games. You
it?
and
Share the 100th. It's
Yep.
actually like, I'm happy you said that because at the start of the year, we sort of like made a little pact that we knew our 100ths are going to be on the same weekend. And it sort of felt like, let's just play games until we get there.
yeah,
And to see what he's pushed through the last few weeks, like MCL,
yeah.
compound dislocation of his
Yeah.
finger,
Mm.
and playing, I'm like,
That MCL
Yeah.
was nuts as well.
that's a dog, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a proper dog.
He's proper.
So shout out.
Yeah,
Al.
shout out Al.
Oh, he's a big fan of the podcast too.
Yep,
So we'll get him on soon, I reckon.
yep.
GA, better be a big fan of the week.
My big fan of the week would be the young Indian cricketer. I'm not going to attempt his name because I'll
You can attempt it.
Nah.
Give it something.
What if he's listening?
Yeah, he won't know who it is.
If I'm him, I'm deleting socials.
Getting off that.
He hit 100 in the IPL, 14 years old, which is nuts. And yeah,
14 years old.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to play that? Well, obviously they are,
Must be.
but
But in India, like Virat Kohli's like their king. This kid, it's going to be nuts for
Prince.
him.
He wouldn't even have social media. Oh, well, no, they
Yeah,
do
he
have
would.
social media this young.
Maybe Italian brain rot. Sort of.
So they're cashed up, IPLA.
yeah.
IPL's the
Would
big
he be
leagues.
on good coin?
I don't think so, because he would have been
Nah.
late in the auction. So he would
Yeah,
have just probably,
I reckon they would have just got him for like future. And I reckon that was his first game.
yeah.
So
Debut.
with the IPA,
Oh, first, second.
Oh,
I think
one of them.
Second game. But
His second quickest 100 ever. That's nuts.
Mm.
and then the fact that I was reading something this morning, his dad sold their farm so they could chase
his
help with his
Oh,
cricketing career.
yeah.
So it's
pay the
like,
man.
It's one of those
Pay the
great
man.
stories
Yeah.
of like
Yep.
sacrifices that your parents make and 14 years
14
old.
years
100 against like there's
Well,
good players
Ishant
over there
Sharma?
too.
Yeah.
Rashid Khan, like the bowlers he was batting against.
No slouches.
They're good.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
And he was
they're
just smashing them all over.
bowlers, yeah.
Imagine
It's
the
like-
confidence that would do to you bowling against a 14-year-old and he's just
Well, I get a lot of confidence when Mun bowls. But
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, unbelievable. So
Shout out to you.
This his first game was the game where he stepped outside leg stump and just smacked a six for his first ball. That was,
was
his first
too.
game.
Yeah.
and
my
then the
bad.
next game he
Yeah.
gets a hundy.
Yeah.
100 Off 35 balls.
What?
Yeah. So
Records 30,
yeah.
yeah.
I think Chris
Unbelievable.
Gale's like, yeah, he was a freak. He's
That's
the quickest.
crazy.
He's second.
That's a cracking big fan.
Is he?
mate.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, but is he a big body or is he like you think of a 14-year-old?
Bigger for 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He looks like 18, 19.
Yeah. Looks
okay.
like
yeah, that's decent.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he also, in October, he scored a century off 58 balls against Australia under 19s when he was 13.
It's good for our confidence.
What a beast.
well,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly, yeah.
When you got
What a
those
beast.
kind of kids coming through,
Yeah.
watch out. Dave, do you want to have a go at pronouncing his name?
Yeah, all the best.
Oh, okay, yeah, put it on me. I'll be the one to get cancelled. All right, we've got Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
That's
There you go. I nailed it.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'll call him the
Yeah.
she.
We
She.
The she.
The she, yeah.
Shout out to she. Will
Yeah.
sure he'll be listening. So, big
Yeah.
fan. My
GA,
big
you've got a bit of a cricket career, don't you, GA?
Yeah, I'm a first grade cricketer back home. Sorry.
Ooh, not bad. I've got some
Hamwick.
stats for you up here. You know,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the high scorers.
Cricket.com. Let's go.
Yeah,
100
exactly.
Hundred-
Those averages.
119 high score.
190.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
Average 17.5.
Yeah, shocking.
Great.
Not
Are you,
great.
are you an
Roachy like.
all-rounder?
What's that?
Are you an all-rounder?
Nah, so I was a batter when I was younger, and then I grew to this height and I could bowl.
Right, okay.
So I used to either get 40 plus or I'm getting
Nothing.
3.
yeah, there's 24 ducks
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
24.
I was an Aaron Finch like player. I like to either just hit sixes or get out.
Can you
Yeah.
type? Because obviously never played cricket at a high level, but I played cricket. Would my things come up with that?
Yeah, let's have a
No
look.
way.
What website is it?
But
So it's called Play Cricket now, but it
Wikipedia,
used to
don't-
be My Cricket.
Don't forget
yeah.
the stat that I was Newcastle Junior Cricketer of the Year, though.
Wow.
Oh, it doesn't say it
If you want
there.
to come out my average, I've got to bring that out.
Well, best figures are 4 for 7, so that's not bad.
Yeah, so up.
We've got okay. So there's 2 Ryan Pappenhausens here, but I think it's both you. One's Balcombe Hills Cricket Club, one's Kellyville.
Oh, actually, that's so funny. Balcombe Hills was one game after 2020. I went back and played like B grade with one of my best mates.
After we won the comp.
Right.
Yeah, played in the off season.
Yeah, right. What's
Yeah.
his average?
What did he get?
I got ran out, but controversially.
No,
I was non-strikers. Others hit it back. I reckon I stood my bat back in the crease, hit the bowler's hand, hit the stumps.
Oh,
Oh,
still out.
So anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, you got 10 in that game.
Yeah. With a
and
six.
took one wicket for 2 runs.
yeah.
So not bad. But overall, do you remember what your high score was?
In like juniors for Kellyville,
Yep.
like 58 not out maybe. So
Oh, 58, yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
you look at
58
that
on the dot.
Yeah.
I lived it up in the glory
Yeah,
days. I thought
100%.
I was going to be in the Australian cricket team. But I was only playing like second division. So it was
My
nice.
claim of fame in cricket is I captained Jason Sanger in
Did ya?
Newcastle
Wow.
He
Drought.
signed with
Strikers. And he
Strikers.
won the game for South Australia as
That's
well.
right.
Shout out to
shout out to
Jason.
Sanger.
Yeah.
He's
Sanger.
quality.
He left
cricketer.
your thunder. Apparently they're in shambles.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
about
what I
that.
heard.
Ollie Davies, my boy, will be good. Yeah, there you go. What
Yeah.
about
So what
Nice.
was his average?
What about Deuce?
Your average, where are we? Paps' average, 30.5. Not bad.
That's not bad.
I was a
Zero
better
ducks.
bowler, I reckon.
Yeah, okay. 25 wickets, 6 for 23, your best figures. Economy of 2.49. So that's not bad. Yeah.
You know what went downhill for me? Grade cricket.
Well, you were playing a much higher level than I was.
I reckon I scored 250s in my whole grade career. I was in shambles.
How many grade cricket games you played?
Oh, I would have played a few. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Not like first grade, but like in grade men's cricket. Yeah, I was in shambles.
That's a different beast, isn't it? Very interesting. All right, well, I'll go my better beer big fan moment of the week is a podcast.
Oh, I like
High
it.
performance podcast. So 2 English guys, they run it. I've listened to so many episodes of them, but they had Triple H on.
Oh,
And it was
good.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Really?
Just about like life, business, sport, transitioning. It was very, very impressive. Spoke how it was and was very honest with his approach to it all. So, that's
Good
my-
listen. He is the man, bro. Like
Yeah,
I used to hate him when
he was
I
wrestler,
watched wrestling. I used to hate him, but
So I didn't
Like,
mind
seeing
him. I
him
was a
now-
DX fan.
You liked him? Yeah.
I
Well, he
like
goes into
Heartbreak
that,
Kid.
talks about DX
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
Vince McMahon told him
Is he still?
Don't do
Did he
it.
not date?
yeah,
he's married to
Yeah, that's
his
right.
daughter,
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of WWE fans in our club. Like
There
we
is.
all know a
There's-
bit about it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And now he's the
And
CEO.
he's like the owner. Yeah, he's like the man there now. It's
Yeah, right. Might
So
have to give it a
listening to
listen.
how he runs the business now and what he learned, it was very like well constructed, put together, well worded,
Yeah.
and worth a listen. So Triple H podcast on High Performance Podcast, very very good.
Let's go.
So yeah, and Dior's got our contestants for the Better Beer fan merch giveaway.
Yep. So we've got a few voice messages here. Let's have a listen.
G'day, lads. My big fan of the week. Now, I've got 2 I'm tossing up. So it's either Pappy, that amazing captain's challenge where you got yourself, where you thought you were doing the right thing, and then it's turned out you've got yourself 10 minutes in the bin and you didn't even get to finish the game. So that was an absolute howler. Or Munny. Bit of Fox League sitting on the panel, and
Oh, this is it. It's got to
all
be.
of a sudden you've got Cooper Cronk in stitches because you've said that something about going on the other side of the state down to Perth. That you just got your words mixed up, and Coops was pissing himself laughing. So it's either one of those 2, but good giggle both of them. So all right, thanks, lads.
That's all time.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
So we've already defended myself. So it's
Yeah.
pretty much a Munster big fan moment
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They were talking about Perth, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can't remember what he said. But he was like, I don't know if I'll go the other side of the state." And he was like, "What?" Coops was cracking up.
Oh, very, very good one.
Yeah.
What else we got?
That's going to be up there.
Yep. Got another one here.
Hey boys, my big fan moment of the week is Fletch and Hindy.
X.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Grant, Warbrick, Coates and Hughesey with the snakes and the worms and the beetles. It was the funniest thing I've seen all week and I loved it so much. But yeah, that's my big fan moment of the week.
That was also
That was
awesome.
grouse. That was
And being there when they filmed it too, like,
yeah.
and they were like, "This is going to be so good. This is
Yeah.
going to be so good." And like, Zave does not butter that up at all.
Nah,
That is
nah,
genuine.
that is him.
Fear and
Yeah.
like anxiety. So,
Yeah.
I
I
sorry
felt
for-
bad. Yeah, I genuinely felt sorry for him watching it. He was
Yeah.
like so uncomfortable.
Nah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It's
I liked it when he went into the other room as well. It's like, and he's just like talking to himself.
it's bad because it's like such good viewing, but he was on edge the rest of that day too.
Yeah. Poor Zave.
But it was good viewing. I like that one.
All right, so we'll go between option 1 and option 2. We'll do it. Count us in, Dave, for a 3, 2, 1, and we'll.
We'll vote.
All right. So
We'll vote.
which one's which? Option 1 is Munster.
The first one. Yep.
Option
Two
2 is the
X.
snakes.
Yep.
Yep. All right. 3, 2, 1.
2.
yeah.
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 No.
Shout
it's
out.
this
What
week.
was that lady's name?
I cannot remember, but
okay.
reach out. I'll
Ooh.
listen back.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep, reach out and
That's a good big
maybe lend Xavier a beer or 2 from that because
Yeah,
he probably
we'll make
deserves it.
we'll send
Well
something
deserved.
onto him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Spencer Zave. But no, very funny. Thank you for sending those in. And yeah, we love hearing our listeners, big fans of the week. So Yes, thank you for that. And now we've got the listener's question of the week.
Got 2 here, I think. Theo?
Yeah, there is. What have we got? Yeah, there's a couple and one extra one. Actually, I'll play this one first. Not really a question, but, if you got any good stories to send in, same place. So send it in. We'll have a listen.
G'day, gents. Quick yarn from when I was in Melbourne last year, around finals time. Would have been like August, I think. And I'm a diehard Storm fan. Right? I went to the game in my hoodie. I had a pretty raging mullet at the time. And I'm a blonde lad as well. Went to the game. I think it was a loss. Went to the village green in Prahran afterwards to drown my sorrows. And I was getting a bit of stick. People saying I looked like a Ryan Pappenhausen. And a few people, asking me what happened today. And I was sort of, boys will bounce back next week and playing along a bit. And then none other than Bailey Smith of the now Geelong Cats fame walks in and I think he mistook me for Ryan Pappenhausen. He looked at me and kind of said g'day and acknowledged me as I was walking out. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was walking around with a spring in my step for the rest of the night. That was for sure.
Must have been a good sort.
That's really good.
Send us a photo in. I'm always intrigued to see it. Some people come up to me and go, I've been mistaken for you sometimes. And I look and I go, how?
Yeah.
But yeah,
bro, there was this one. Remember when I texted you? I think it was in the off season.
In the Goldie.
Yeah. I was out for dinner and someone's like, I just ran into Paps. And I was like, oh yeah. Fuck, surely Paps ain't up here. So I text Paps. I was like, bro, you up on the Goldie? He's like, nah, I'm not. And I was like, bro, this guy was adamant that he's seen you. And I was like, sweet, bro. Then the next day I was driving down Burleigh James Street and I seen a guy and I had to double look. I thought it was you. And I was thinking that was definitely the guy he ran into. And he proper looked like you, actual look like you. Yeah, and they have to put it on, had the exact same mo, exact same hair. It's.
I just feel like it's. You just do what you when you have a mullet, you have to have a mo sort of thing.
Yeah, and true. And then everyone just sort of looks like you, I guess. But
very interesting.
Yeah. Keen to see a photo though. So if you're listening, send in.
Great establishment there at Prahran as well.
What was it called?
A couple of times.
Village Inn?
Village Green.
Oh, Village Green.
What do you say? Village Bell, but
we've been there before.
Have we?
Yeah, we've had a Mad Monday there. The one that you got in trouble from Mole for not coming home.
Oh yeah, which one's that?
Very good. Love that.
All right, couple more questions. Let's have a listen.
Yo, kia ora. Yo, my brothers, I have one question. So say you boys went to training tomorrow, everything's all good, it's all normal, just pulled up, just finished training, have a squeeze at the phone, and $10 million has been sent to your account. What would be the first thing you do? I know my niece would be not show the missus, but what would your thing?
What did he say then? Would you still play football?
Yeah.
That's good.
That is a good question. I feel like we've talked about this before, where if you've won the lotto or something, would you still play? I think I've heard that many times around the club. First of all, I'm checking where it come from.
Yeah, 100.
You don't want to get caught up in some dramas and spend it, and then you're in jail for the rest of your life. So, but if we go from a point where it's you get to keep $10 million, sort of like winning the lotto, I'd have to give family members money first. I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, I'm the
just
same.
To keep them comfortable, because $10 million is a lot of money. A lot of money.
You don't want them to stress about money.
Nah.
Put them in good
put
position,
your close family. I'm not too sure how much I'd give
I think
them.
I'd still play because I feel like I'd get bored.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'd still play, but then I think when times do get hard, I think I'll be more entitled to be like, nah, I'm done. Yeah, you know what I mean. Right now, I'll be like, nah, I got to keep playing. But if you've sort of sorted for the rest of your life, I'm like, well.
Probably put a golf simulator in.
Yeah, house. I'm buying a house straight away.
Nice to have a golf simulator.
Probably buy a golf course in 10 mil.
Yeah, true.
True.
Probably go play Augusta as well.
But yeah, I wouldn't rush into any purchase. I'd be thinking long term, I reckon.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. And I would keep playing until, I don't know, if something got too.
But he was right about Munn.
Yeah.
There's no way.
You wouldn't be showing Bianca.
No.
There's no chance.
No. And he'd
No
be
way.
sitting there biting his fingernails.
Yeah.
Straight on sports bet.
Oops.
I agree. Somewhat long term. Good question.
Yeah,
though.
that was a good question. And a
Nice.
lovely delivery too. That's why I like hearing.
I reckon Jack
hearing the
will,
voice
Jack will
memos.
go straight to Turkey, fix that hairline up.
Jack Howarth, you reckon? On the Turkey.
So
Anyone else in the squad?
10 mil.
No, anyone else you'd send to Turkey?
I'll be going to Turkey. I've already said that many times, but
Yeah, but you embrace it. That's
I'm
sweet.
I'm not too bothered about it. I just wear a hat everywhere.
That's the reason for the headgear.
The hair doesn't even get shown, really. Although I'm getting a haircut today, boys. So shout out
TV
to
game?
Hey,
TV game.
yeah, TV game with the headgear on, Magic Round,
True.
Rusty Blade, Q, shout out.
There you go.
All right, last question here.
I do have a question for all three of you as well. All three of you played with Billy, Cam, and Cooper. Just wanted to know what about their game made them so good, made Storm so good, and what's one or two things each that you've taken out of their game off the field or on the field that you use today. Cheers.
Did you play with
I played
Coops?
with I only played with Cam. I didn't play with Bill.
Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to play with all three of them. I think what made them so special, they were just, especially together, they all just bring their attributes, and it all just worked really well. They were all like so different, but they all worked together so well. So, with Slatsy, he was just so competitive, and he was just on the ball all the time. That's what made him so special, and he was always the loudest, so you could hear him. You could see him because he was everywhere. And then Coops was just, I actually played 5'8" with him one time, and I played fullback when Slatsy was there. I actually played 5'8" with him one time. I was the biggest passenger. I was on the left edge, I think. He was on the right, but he was everywhere. And I was just staying on that one side, just doing nothing. I think we played Roosters. But he was just so, he just knew what to do in the right times, I feel like. And like his professionalism off the field, on the field was just second to none. And you talked to Balzer about him, like he wasn't a halfback coming through, but when he got told he was going to be a halfback, he just trained so much that he just turned himself into an elite halfback, and that's why he was so good. But I don't know if you want to talk about Smithy.
Yeah, I only got to play with Smithy, but I think his calmness probably stood out to me.
Yeah.
Whenever something was going wrong, or even when things were going right, he'd sort of speak to you in a way that you'd felt really engaged, but like you didn't want to let him down either. So I reckon that's something that I've tried to take in my game, is just when I deliver a message, I try to be a bit calmer and clear with what I say, because that's how I best received it, and I learned that from him. And then from Bill, probably more defensively than anything. When I first come to the club, I thought being a fullback, attack was everything, but the last line of defence, and you've got to sort a lot of the line out. So that's probably something that I've taken out of Bill's game, and didn't get to play with Coops, but I just love his professionalism and his way that he could sort of manage a game and find tendencies in some side and just hammer away at it, and hopefully it'd contribute to good performance. So very good in their own right, but I'd say probably got the most out of Smithy just because I played with him and seen it firsthand. So I know GA didn't get to play with any of them,
I was
but
at the pub.
You've been around long enough to have a few conversations with them and see the training. So
I think like you guys covered it all. They're just very good at what they knew they were good at, and they just stuck with it, and that's what we kind of all try and base our games off now. So you can see their impact throughout the whole club.
I think Smithy, I played with him the most. He's just so calm all the time, and like he just know what to do at the right times. Like he'd look at you and be like you wouldn't have to say anything, but you'd know what he wants and what he wants from you or you want from him. You just look. It's weird, man. I just still remember his eyes just looking and just being like,
just give you
I know what to do.
Is that because he knew you personally as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was just to me. He'd probably done the same to everyone. If he'd looked at you some way and you'd just be like, I know what I got to do. And then he'd do something and then the whole team would know what
What he
wants
was
from you.
wondering if it was like
It'd give you like a sort of feeling that he trusts you
Yeah.
to know what is coming up next.
Yeah.
And he'd sort of give you a nod or
Yeah.
like go like that to get you on one side of the ruck. But
Yeah.
like you would then know to do it, not like he wouldn't really tell you. It'd sort of
Nah,
just be
yeah.
like,
You just
it's
it's
he'd
just
put the
feel
trust
it.
in you to do it.
yeah.
And I think that's something that was
Nah,
pretty
it's sick.
powerful.
That was one of his greatest attributes, I reckon. Like getting the
Yeah.
best out of others too, like without like forcing it to you, like telling you like
You know what?
got to do
One
this.
example I saw of it the other day. So obviously Max King scored his second NRL try in however long. He had spaced it out, and they showed a try of his when he played for the Storm.
Yeah, that was
And you can sort of see that's an example of what one Smithy did with me. I sort of go to the short side, but before that play, he sort of just like
just told you.
told
Yeah.
me to go
Oh,
around,
yeah.
and like I was like, oh, okay, I'm making 2 cents here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drag a defender, but I actually might get the ball if he doesn't go. He ended up like showing to me and then hitting King and he scored the try.
Oh, true.
So just little things like that I guess when you play the game for that long, you pick up those cues.
Yeah.
But for them to push that onto your teammates and make them feel like they know as well,
Yeah.
very,
Crazy.
very impressive.
Yeah.
Uh,
Freaky.
Very good. Thanks for the questions of the week, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good as always. We are aware this episode is gone
Yeah.
for a
I'm
long
looking at the time and I'm like, holy hecker, 1:30.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thanks, GA, for coming in.
No, thanks for the late call up.
Been good to
Hopefully-
hear the story, mate, and I'm sure you'll have another successful year. And if you want to jump on again, mate, you're always welcome. So thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the questions. And we'll be back next week for episode 13.
You.
See ya.
See ya.